What is up, Pats Nation? It is Patriots Global here with a video, and as the Super Bowl just keeps getting closer and closer, I thought I'd try to turn the attention of my videos more towards the Super Bowl, but more specifically a bearing question that so many of us Pats fans have, and that is, how are the Patriots and Tom Brady's offensive line going to stop the raging beast that is this Rams defensive line? I mean, you look at the players that they have on defense, just in general, and it is insane. I mean, Aqib Talib, Marcus Peters, Adama Kasu, you have Arron Donald, Dante Fowler. Every single guy on this defense is a guy that is extremely notable, but especially on this defensive line. Something to keep note, though, is that on the Patriots' road to making another Super Bowl, the Patriots' offensive line had to go up against two of the most fearsome pass rushing units in the NFL, and not to mention that Tom Brady barely even got touched when he played those teams. Way too often, we hear people saying that to beat Tom Brady, you have to get pressure on him. Now, that's true, but it's also true for every quarterback, not just Tom Brady. But it certainly is important, and that the Patriots are back in the biggest game of the year because of how they protect Brady. Now, all year long, this offensive line has been pretty dang good, but then you look to the postseason and the playoff games that the Patriots had, you have them going up against the Chargers and the Chiefs, which both have insanely good pass rushes. The Chiefs ranked, I think they tied for first. It was either first or second. They tied with the Steelers for the most sacks. And in both games that the Patriots had played the Chiefs, they could not get Tom Brady. In the divisional round, when we played the Chargers, New England went up against game-wrecking pass rushers. I mean, talents like Joey Bosa, Melvin Ingram, and then you have guys like Justin Houston, Chris Jones, Dee Ford, who all combined 0 sacks and just 3 quarterback hits. That is what the offensive line has allowed throughout this postseason. Both the Chiefs and the Chargers pressured Brady on just 15.6% of his dropbacks. Now, that is a pressure rate that's less than half the rate that any other quarterback has faced this postseason. Saying that this offensive line needs to protect Tom Brady and get as little pressure as possible is a very big understatement. Because although the offensive line did perform very well this season and the postseason, Brady struggled at times this season with accuracy in the face of oncoming pass rushers. And after he notched a mere 71.2 passer rating under pressure this season, 21st league-wide, and a huge drop from his league best 96.6 mark from last year, according to Pro Football Focus, it just seemed likely that one of those two teams that we played in the playoffs, the Chargers and the Chiefs, could get something going, and they couldn't. Like I mentioned before, this Rams defensive line, on paper, seems like it is the best defensive line in the league, but somehow it's actually not, and the Kansas City Chiefs actually have statistically the better defensive line, and they could not get to Tom Brady. So if the Patriots can redo what they have been doing this whole postseason, then we will be okay. So New England had two strategies pretty much on dealing with elite pass rushers, and I highly expect them to do the same thing in the Super Bowl. Now, one of those was running the heck out of the football, and you heard me say that in how the Patriots can beat the Chargers and how the Patriots can beat the Chiefs. It's running the ball. And the other one is Brady getting the ball out extraordinarily quickly. And of course, to us fans, that sounds extremely easy, but let's also remember the fact that this Rams team has a lot better secondary than, say, the Chiefs do. So getting a run game going really is a #1 priority for so many different reasons. But I don't want to make this video in a video that the Patriots can beat the Rams, because that's another video I want to make, how the Patriots can beat the Rams. But I really like, you clicked on this video to hear about, I want to make sure I talk about the offensive line. So Trent Brown, Joe Thuney, David Andrews, Shaq Mason, Marcus Cannon have excellent pass protection. So for example, against the Chiefs, that group that I just mentioned recorded a pass block win rate of 90.5% according to ESPN, the top mark for any team in any game all year. Not only does that come down to talent, but it displays the level of coordination and communication between these guys. Something that seemed nearly impossible because of the crowd noise at Arrowhead, one of the, if not the, loudest stadium in America. Well, not even America, just the US in general. And if the Patriots offense could have such good communication and coordination in a crazy crowd level like that, I think that they should be okay in the Super Bowl, as I'm hearing a big part of the fan base sounds like it's going to be New England, and I'm hearing that this should be more of a home game for the Patriots than an away game. Now, of course, getting guys in the game like Rob Gronkowski, Dwayne Allen, and James Devlin, that is going to be huge. Now, obviously that's going to be huge for the passing game, but more specifically, having all those guys in for the running game is going to have huge open lanes for guys like Sony Michel, James White, Rex Burkhead. But I mean, hey, maybe James Devlin, if they give him some carries now and then, goal line back like we've seen them do past the season. But in the past 2 games, New England's offense has rushed for a combined 331 yards and 8 touchdowns. It's an understatement to say that they have relied on this run game so much, and it is an understatement to say that this run game has been helping New England so much. If they cannot establish the run game, then it is something I'm very worried about. Another thing that I'm expecting is the Patriots to take away the Rams' best player, both offensive-wise and defensive-wise. Now, defensive-wise, easily Arron Donald. He actually was graded as one of the best players in the NFL all year. So what I'm expecting the Patriots to do is actually double team Arron Donald a lot. So what that means, though, is you're going to leave other guys one-on-one. Like I mentioned, this Rams defensive line is insane with so many good players. So if you're going to double team Arron Donald, that means you're leaving guys one-on-one with Damakasu, with Dante Fowler. So that's why I'm not going to be surprised at all to see guys like Dwayne Allen in the game a lot, guys like Rob Gronkowski to be in the game a lot, blocking, to see maybe James Devlin in the backfield more often than not. Something I also want to mention is that I don't really expect the Patriots to run a lot of plays up the middle through this Patriots offensive line and through this Rams defensive line, because of the guys that I just mentioned that are in this middle, these interior guys, Arron Donald, Ndamukong. Oh my God, I cannot speak. But yeah, so I expect the Patriots to do more runs on the outside to try to get things going, and I'm not worried about that at all, as Sony Michel is very good running on the outside. What Bill Belichick, Josh McDaniels, Dante Scarnecchia, what they all have to do is create mismatches for this Rams defensive line. Really just confuse them. Don't give them something that they can predict. Show them one thing. Have them move in that direction as if they know what you're going to do, and then quickly switch it up. Pretty much make them beat themselves. A great way that Tom Brady himself on the field can create a mismatch. Look in one direction, then quickly throw the other, because these defensive linemen are going to look where you are. So if you quickly throw the ball somewhere that they aren't expecting, it's going to be a good play. Something to mention is that while the Chargers and the Chiefs have great defensive lines, like I mentioned, some of the best in the NFL, it is questioned how great their interior defensive linemen are. The Rams have arguably the best interior defensive linemen in the league. They posted a league best of 16.6% pressure rate from the inside this year, a strength that in all honesty, could be a key to solving the Patriots' bulletproof offensive line. Brady is outstanding when it comes to edge rushers. Brady's passer rating against edge rushers this season, including playoffs, is an outstanding 118.7. But when facing interior pressure, it drops to just 63.1. So New England's really going to have to do something that they haven't been used to doing, especially in a long time, and that's focusing on these interior guys and not necessarily these edge rushers. But Pats fans, New England has the weapons, they have the tactics, and the quarterback to beat the Rams' premier interior pass rush duo. Now, don't expect to be surprised if New England mixes in some new plays and if they vary the use of personnel to try to keep LA on their heels, but I expect that the game plan won't change too much. Ultimately, the Pats are going to try to run it down the Rams' throats, and Brady is going to try to feast on the plays and get the ball out of his hands in 2.5 seconds or less. In the end, we're just going to have to see if that can stop the defensive line that is the Rams defense. But that is it for today's video. What are your guys' thoughts on the Patriots offensive line versus this Rams defensive line? Let me know in the comments below. Also, make sure you guys like and subscribe, as it helps me out very, very, very much. Make sure you guys share this video with everybody you know so we can grow the Patriots global family. And other than that, I will catch you guys in another video.